Nick Baldwin for BloodyElbow.com here with the UFC light heavyweight champion. He defends his title against Volkan Oezdemir in the co-main event of UFC 220 in Boston on January 20th. It is Daniel DC Cormier. Daniel, really appreciate the time you're commentating UFC Winnipeg tonight. You have a fight coming up. You're in the middle of fight camp. It's hard to believe that you have the time. How do you juggle all of that?
Well, I mean, you have to make time. You know, on the way over here, I look over my notes for the show because, I mean, I'm sitting on a plane for 5 hours, so what else am I doing? You know, I watch some TV, but then I look at my notes. When I got here, I trained, went home, went to bed. Now I'm on the train right now. Then go back and look at some more notes and then go to work tonight, you know. So you just got to try to keep it as normal as possible and just focus on the things that need to be focused on at the time. And right now it's the fight and the commentary. So just kind of juggle them a little bit, but it's really not as difficult as it seems. It's tough when I'm at home because I got the kids and everything. I still got to be with my family. But yeah, you know, right now it's like I lay down, and when I'm laying down, I just look at stuff on fighters.
Sure. Is this your first time in Winnipeg?
Yeah, first time in Winnipeg.
A little chilly.
It is freezing. I got off the plane last night. I was like, oh, my goodness. It was so cold that it actually hurt. So, yeah, it's a little bit different weather for me.
Sure. So, of course, UFC on Fox 26 tonight. You will be doing commentary, of course, with Jon Jones, who you, over the past year or so, have had a lot of experience working with. It's going to be a two-man booth. You have been doing a lot of three-man booths.
Yeah.
You, Joe Rogan, and Jon. What do you prefer?
I don't know if I prefer either. You know, I do like the three-man booth. I think it's really fun. Joe, it's easy to build off of his excitement. You know, he's been doing this for so long, and he's so good at it that when you're working next to Joe Rogan, you can't help but be better. And then Jon Jones, I believe, is the best that this sport has ever seen. I mean, hands down, in terms of professionalism, preparation, training, there's nobody that has done this at the level of Jon Jones in mixed martial arts. So I believe that when I do that, I get an opportunity to work with the absolute best in the game, and that's always fun. So I guess the three-man booth is probably my preference because I get excited as Joe does, but I haven't been doing it as long. So by the end of the night, usually my voice is starting to go out on me. But when I'm by myself, but with Joe, he talks a lot too, so it saves my voice. But I'm not always going to have those guys to save me, so I can do a two-man booth too.
Thug Rose, am I right?
Thug Rose, yeah, that was awesome. That was I don't know if you've ever watched. If you guys watch WWE, but when Stone Cold used to lose his mind, Jim Ross would do this over and over again. Jim Ross would just yell, Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. And I did the same thing.
What do you think about that animation? Of course, you, Joe, and Jon's reaction to, of course, Rose knocking out Joanna. That was unbelievable. That video.
It was unreal. They did a fantastic job with that. It was great, man. I mean, you just never know, you know, because all we're doing is reacting as fans and just humans. And for someone to go and put that type of cartoon together was cool. You know, it was great to see. Yeah, we were just that night. I think we had one of the best nights that we've had for sure. All three of us together was UFC 217. It was man, that was just the craziest night. You know, it's like you went through this range of emotions, right? Because I am still fighting. I have these relationships with these guys, right? So I'm like on this crazy high watching Rose Namajunas, who's a fantastic person, accomplish her ultimate goal. But then on the other side, I feel bad for Joanna Jędrzejczyk because I've seen her do so many great things. And then Cody Garbrandt's a fantastic individual and a great guy. And TJ Dillashaw's also the same. It's like, it's crazy. And then Michael Bisping works with me, and I spend time with him, a lot of time, and you're gutted for him because you know how much it meant to be the UFC champ for Mike, but then you're kind of happy for George St. Pierre, who's coming back after all this time. So it was like this crazy range of emotion that you were going through, and it was like, man, it's like I've had some fantastic times at this commentary booth watching UFC 216 when Demetrius did the throw-up armbar, and then Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson coming out next and fighting in the way that they did. I was like, my goodness. We couldn't believe after the co-main event that there was more fighting after DJ did what he did to Ray Borg. And then 217 was crazy. So, yeah, man, I'm getting to spend some great time with some great guys and really experience fighting in the best seat available in the UFC.
How nice is it to have something other than fighting, having a plan after fighting? Because you're not going to be fighting forever. MMA, there's a short window when fighters can compete. There, fighters need to have plans after fighting. You will have commentary forever, for a long time. You'll have the analyst stuff, UFC Tonight. How nice is it to, whenever you want, you can retire and still be talking about MMA, still be talking about what you love for a living? It's
great. It's great because just knowing that there is no... The obligation is not to just keep fighting to try to chase money. I've found a way to secure a future, and it's great. It's just a lot of hard work, man. I've worked hard, and I do this, and it's not like I was trained to do this. I went to school for sociology, criminal justice. I'm doing television work now, so it's amazing. It's amazing to know that I have secured my family's future in fighting, but also can continue to build security for them as I retire. It's an amazing feeling.
After the second Jon Jones fight in July, you said you would take off the rest of 2017. In hindsight, we're December 16th. As of today, we're nearing the end of the year. How beneficial has that been, just being able to spend time with your family, not necessarily worrying for a fight right after that Jones fight?
It was great. It's been great, man. It's been awesome being able to spend time with my kids, with my wife, Selena, and just do and be normal, because fight camps aren't normal. You're not home very often. You're busy with fighting all the time, So it's been great being able to go on vacation and go to all the kids' football practices. I got to go to 90% of Daniel's football practices. I went to all the games. Getting to go to Marquita's gymnastics, it was just amazing to be able to do those things that are truly important, right? Because at the end of the day, this stuff is cool, and it's great that I get to live this crazy, exciting life. But at the end of the day, what really is important is back home in Gilroy, and that's Selena, Daniel, and Marquita. So it was good to be able to live in the reality of what's important for a little bit. It was awesome.
How much longer do you have left? You have commentary. You have so much else outside of competing. You have your family to go home to. You're nearing you're 38 years old. Not too many fighters fight past 40. Do you have any sort of idea how long you'll have left?
I don't know. My wife asked me something the other day. She said, for a long time you said you were going to fight for a while, but never past 40. That was always my deal. And she goes, if that's the case, she goes, you could be entering in your last year. Would you be truly okay with it? And I've been competing at a really high level for a long time. Since I was 15 years old, I've been wrestling in the biggest tournaments all around the world. And to think that I would not have that part of me anymore would be difficult. But I'd be okay with it because the focus can go to my kids and their athletics. I don't have to be the center of the conversation when it comes to athletics in our family anymore. I can worry about little Daniel's wrestling and football. I can worry about Marquita's gymnastics and dance. I can worry about these other things, and they're just more important, So, yeah, I mean, if we are looking at it as if, like my wife said, this could be my final year, when I turn 39 in March. So, we could be pretty much nearing the end, and I'd be truly okay with it.
Okay. Are you surprised the Volkan fight is happening, considering his arrest last month?
No. I mean, I asked immediately, and the first thing I heard was that, we as fighters are fighters, and we are supposed to be wary of, our situations. But I heard that this guy has to be able to defend himself. If people are going to be combative and try to fight with you, you have to. And I think he may have been working there or something, so I don't know. You know, you got to be able to defend yourself. At the end of the day, we are all human beings and we're all men. So when you're talking and you're doing that to these fighters, know that they are human beings, man. They're not robots. They don't have a not touch the person that's haggling them button. So when you walk that line, man, don't be surprised if somebody smacks you upside your head. You know, it's got to be careful.
Daniel, thank you very much for the time. It's an absolute pleasure.
My coach just walked outside like he's like, get done.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the fights tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.